Praise the Lord, everyone. Brother Roop here. We are in the book of Acts, chapter 9, verse 36. Peter is in Lydda. We are now verse 36. I'll read it to you. Now there was at Joppa a certain disciple named Tabitha, which by interpretation is called Dorcas. This woman was full of good works and alms deeds which she did. Wow, that's quite a compliment coming from Peter, or from her reputation. The Aramaic Peshitta is a little different. It says, I'll read 36 in the Aramaic Peshitta. It says, now there was in the city of Joppa a woman disciple called Tabitha, which means gazelle. She was rich in good works and charitable acts, which means she was an awesome Christian lady. Now, Tabitha is the Aramaic word. It means gazelle. Dorcas is the Greek word. There's the Greek word for the same name. She was a seamstress by trade and made clothes, and she seems to have been a very, very awesome, loving woman. And they are now in the city of Joppa, Joppa. I hear it both ways. This is a seaport town. It still exists today. It's called Jaffa now. It's on the Mediterranean. It was in the tribe of Dan, about 30 miles south of Caesarea, about 45 miles northwest of Jerusalem. It was the principal seaport of Palestine. The harbor itself was very poor, actually. It was kind of a famous port. It was the only port of Israel during the Bible days. So even though it was a poor port, the Jews had to make do. It's the only one they had. It was occupied by Solomon to receive timber brought for the building of the temple from Tyre. We read that in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 16. And it was used for a similar purpose in the time of Ezra. We see that in the book of Ezra, chapter 3, verse 7. It was situated on a promontory jutting out into the sea, rising to the height of about 150 feet above sea level. And from right here, the scenery is very beautiful around there. It kind of owes its existence to a low ledge of rocks which extends into the sea from a small cape on which the city stands, which forms a small harbor. You know, small harbor, insignificant. But like I said, during the Bible days, that was the only port Israel had. So a small town did rise around it to receive trade, shipping trade. The timber, its fame, I guess, in Bible days was that the timber used in building the temples was brought from Lebanon to there by ship. I'm sure cedar from Lebanon was brought to that port on a regular basis. It was pretty much the only port until the Romans built the port at Caesarea. Herod built that. If I remember right, Jonah sailed a ship from out there to Tarshish. And so that was kind of the claim to fame of Joppa. But that's where Peter is now. And we'll continue on with his story in the next verse. Thank you.